And welcome back to the channel where we focus on slow speed comfort, slow speed skills. I just picked up this Ultra Ltd 2019. Really nice bike. I'm really enjoying it. Got the seat switched out and my rear brake switched out and the handlebar switched out, and I'll show you those in a minute. But it's really comfortable bike. I'm just gonna kind of show it off. I haven't had an opportunity yet to install the drop guards or the motorcycle drop guards, so I don't know that I really want to. It's you drop it, and these bars are meant for keeping the bike from getting hurt. But let's avoid scratching. I want to get those motorcycle drop guards, so we're not going to do anything real crazy right now. I'll just do some figure eights. It's kind of a practice with the new bike. I'm not gonna scrape the boards just yet. Like I said, I don't have drop guards installed. I actually did scrape the boards earlier today, but I don't want to chance going a little too low. Not even at full lock yet. Still getting used to the bike. Notice the head knives. Head knives are always going to be looking where I want to go. Oh, I heard something dragging. I also need to get the spring redone. Oh, I'm dragging. I don't want to drag right now, because I don't want to pop my spring out on accident. I mean, it's easy enough to replace your spring, but there's a product called gun magnet that you can attach to your frame, and it keeps your kickstand from falling down in the event that you break your spring. And for anybody who does a lot of slow speed competition or whatever else, you guys are well aware that springs break so easily when they drag the ground. Anyway, I don't have that magnet on right now. I don't have one installed on this bike, so I don't want to scrape up the spring. But this feels good. I don't want to scrape the spring, and like I said, if I lean too far, it'll scrape the boards, which is fine. I'm actually going to end up getting some more. I forgot what they call them. I'll have to look on my other bike. But anyway, let's get some board reinforcers. Anyway, they keep the boards from scraping down too fast. Get some of those installed. But more importantly, I want to get the magnet put on the frame so the spring doesn't pop off. It doesn't grind down and pop off. There's some other tricks too, but anyway. It's pretty chilly right now. It's about 55 degrees. Anyway, that's it. Just thought I'd show that off. I figure I'd give a little bit more of a close-up of the new Ultra. Stock exhaust, stock. Most of the important things are stock so far. Haven't changed them yet. I'm considering it. I think it'd be maybe nice to have a slightly louder exhaust, but we'll see. Right now I'm more just getting used to it and enjoying how quickly it maneuvers and how much that fairing blocks the wind. Man, that is nice. And comfy seat too, the back seat, although it's not used much, but it will be, hopefully. But actually, what I wanted to talk about briefly was, so when you get a new bike as a relatively experienced rider, some of the first things that many people do is changing the handlebars, sometimes just adjusting them, but in my case I had to have them changed. So this bike came with handlebars that came straight out, and they were obviously rated just right about at the fairing, and then came up to, I think it was about here if I'm not mistaken, which is fine for maybe, we'll say shorter people. For longer people or taller people like myself, it can be tough with the legs, and I'll show you that in a minute. It's one of the reasons I had to get handlebars that are a little taller. I believe this is a 10-inch handlebar. And I forget what they call this. There's a name that they give this particular type of handlebar that bends here. But the point of this handlebar is to bring the handles where they were around here or so, up higher. And as you can see here, that original handlebar would have been right about here, which means it's not touching the tank when it's at full lock. But if your legs are long, like mine, the handle, well, your hand on it obviously, will be possibly touching your leg. But what's more important and more uncomfortable and actually very difficult to go full lock is this, the clutch lever, along with the brake lever. It's the same problem if you're full lock the other way. But this will actually hit your leg. And I'll show you that in a minute once I get on it and demonstrate. But there's a couple of other things that I did as well. This Ultimate seat, I have it on my Road King as well. New name for the Road King. Maybe I'll save that for another video. This Ultimate seat, I like them quite a bit. I've heard of other people using Salomon and a couple of other name brands. All very nice seats. I did not even know about this until after I got my other bike, my Road King. But I really fell in love with this type of seat. It really worked for me quite well. The sales folks that were at the place that I got this bike from, they talked about the Salomon seat. I guess it's called the couch or whatever. I forget the name of it, or what they call it. Nice seat, but I've really found this particular seat to be comfortable. Anyway, so I changed out the seat. I had the handlebars changed out, with the big difference, of course, being that bend. And again, I'll show you why and how that helps me. And as another thing of comfort, and we'll just call it better control, I had the rear brake changed out. So the factory rear brake comes right up about here. And for me, it's rather difficult, uncomfortable to put the foot up there, try to work the rear brake. And it's interesting how the number of people that I talk to and see that actually use a rear brake like that, which is fine if it's comfortable for you. But sometimes I wonder if the reason they don't switch that out is because most people don't use the rear brake. I don't know, interesting. Actually, I'd like to know what you guys' thoughts are in the comments about why people don't switch those brakes out. Do you think most people are just comfortable with the factory brakes that are right about here? Or do you think that most people that don't use I shouldn't say most people who don't practice slow speed activities, slow speed riding, are they just, anyway, comment, that'd be awesome. Awesome to find out what you guys think. The other thing that I have not done yet, and I want to do, is, come on, footboard isn't coming up, it's tight, wow. There are some, I don't know what to call them, a wear guard or something like that. It actually is a solid piece of, well, some sort of metal that attaches inside of here and slows the wear of the pedal, of the footboard. So on the extreme leans, this edge here wears down very quickly. And lots of people consider these things a wear item, which they are. I mean, if you're doing extreme leans and slow speed practices and whatever, that you end up wearing this down, it's a wear item. But there are some devices, and I can show you over here, that you can attach to your footboard. Come over here to my other bike. This is what I put on it. This solid piece of metal here that you can see scratched down a little bit from the wear, and I can probably, I'll pull this bike out in a minute and show that the other footboard has a even more wear, but you can see the difference between, or you can see the wear on the footboard and you can see the wear on the, what do you call this thing, a wear guard or whatever. Anyway, that's what I have not put on my new bike just yet. I think I'm going to be doing that soon. I just wanted to show a little bit of a close-up of this new bike. Same year model as my Road King. So this is a closer viewpoint of the problem that I had, or the issue that I had with this particular bike and the stock handlebars. So, as I showed you in the previous clip, the handlebars came up to about here, and this is where the handle would be, which is fine because it's not touching the tank. But for me, when I go to full lock, which is what this is right now, I needed the clearance. The legs are a little longer, and the stock handlebars came right about here. Not touching the tank, but too close to my knee. And of course the levers were down a little bit, just a little bit. And the levers actually bumped into my knee. So that's one of the first things I ended up doing, was changing out this handlebar so that now, when I go to full lock, well, this side is not touching my knees. Same with the other side. I'd show you, but I don't have a kickstand here. Anyway, so that's the problem there. So that's what I had to replace. So that's it, guys. Today, just a short video. I wanted to cover some of the things that folks with a little bit more advanced riding skills sometimes change out on their new bikes. And actually, it's a good toss-in to mention that folks who are relatively new or relative beginners on the bike, some of these things even still are important, but you may not realize the importance of them. It's very helpful many times to get the help of a salesperson that knows what they're talking about, that is versed in riding, for a relatively experienced rider, that knows how to help work through which equipment you need to adjust and change. And sometimes, if you're maybe concerned you may not have a salesperson that is as experienced as you would hope, it really wouldn't hurt to take along someone that you know, a friend or a family member or whoever, that has a little more experience in riding and understands maybe some of the things you might need to adjust and customize for yourself. Just a thought to toss out there. Anyway, until next time.